Welcome to another edition of One Take Only. I'm George Phillips with oilpressure.com, and this is my good friend John McClellan. And John, we've got a new champion in Ryan Hunter-Reay. What do you think?
I think it's great, and I also like the fact that it's a new champion, somebody that has finally taken the mantle in the series. We got a new face on the trophy, and a new engraved name on the trophy. But we'll get a new face on the trophy on the Borg Warner next year.
Well, we'll see about that. But it's good that not only is it a new name, but it's also new team. I mean, Andretti Autosport has won championships in the past as Andretti Green.
Right.
But it's good to have this. It's not really a Penske Ganassi juggernaut, because Penske hadn't won the championship since '06, but the Ganassi juggernaut. And good, nothing against fellow Nashville area resident Dario Franchitti,
right.
But it's good to have some new blood.
Well, two things, George. Franchitti did win the 500, but earlier, before the season started, you wrote a really good column on, or a blog, whatever we call it.
Post.
You posted about the Big Three.
Yes.
Andretti, Big Three. I agreed with it. I was like, hey, Big Three, bet right on.
The Big Three is back.
Andretti's right there, and he's gonna be there too.
So, but here's to Ryan Hunter-Reay drinking Sun Drop in his honor.
It's
and
a naturally flavored citrus soda that is delicious.
It is delicious, but very good job with Ryan Hunter-Reay. I've got a gnat flying in my face, but also very interesting race. One thing that, before we get into anything else, I think something needs to be said is congratulations to Ed Carpenter.
Right.
And I think that his victory has really slid under the radar with the championship and everything, but Ed is really coming around on these ovals.
And if we weren't watching Ryan Hunter-Reay and the restart with 6 laps to go, we would have seen, or we would have really been all over on the edge of our seats against Ed and Franchitti going at it those last couple of laps. That was tough.
But congratulations to Ed. He's, and another thing that's gotten overlooked is it's quite a feat for a first-year team. I mean, that team pretty well started from scratch. Yes. To pull out a victory, and so I think his oval program is obviously in good shape. If Ed can get something going on the road courses, then good for him. But the main thing is, what about Will Power?
Oh gosh, Will Power, you blew it.
He did. I mean, just
blew it.
Blew it. Quite honestly, I think the team blew it, because they were telling him, you got to pass Ryan Hunter-Reay before that first pit stop. And I know there's some things about how his, they didn't want to. They were right next to each other in the pit stalls, but still, all he had to do was have a mid-pack finish. It didn't matter where Ryan Hunter-Reay was. All he had to do was have a mid-pack finish, so long as Ryan Hunter-Reay didn't win. And
he got a little edgy there when they were side by side.
But
hit that seam, and boom, it's over.
And this is the 3rd year in a row now, and Will Power's a young man, but still, you got to wonder how many more chances is he going to get where he's got an excellent shot or even a lead in the last race of the season. He squandered 3 opportunities now.
Right.
So,
well, I'll tell you what, too. It's also, like you said, they were telling him, when to come in and all that. It's a team sport. It is a team sport.
Yeah.
You're all in it together.
And but congratulations on Ed. Congratulations on Ryan Hunter-Reay. Tell you what, that guy impressed me the last couple of races, because, after his shunt with Tagliani at Sonoma, I thought he was dead and buried. He was.
Me too. I thought, that was just tough.
Yeah, he was 37. Bad. He was 37 points down, and no momentum at all.
Right.
Will Power then, Will Power had all the momentum. He wasn't winning races, but he was hitting a lot of seconds, and so he was collecting a lot of points, and it was his championship to lose, and he did.
Right. And then Baltimore came around, though, and that was just really fantastic.
Baltimore, Ryan Hunter-Reay at Baltimore really showed me what he's made of, because he knew he was in a must-win situation, and what did he do? He won.
Where did he start? Wasn't it 16th? Where did he start that race? Started way back there. And then
you're talking about Baltimore?
Yeah.
I don't think he started that far back.
Okay, well, he started far enough.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it wasn't.
I don't think it was top 10.
But so anyway, but
regardless, he came on and went after it. Those, on those last 2 laps.
Yeah.
At the green flag there.
And it was a great way to finish the season.
And if you're a Ryan Hunter-Reay fan, you just really loved it.
And as I said before going into the race, either one, I was going to be happy because I like Ryan Hunter-Reay, really like his wife Becky. I mean, not name dropping. Let me pick up his name. But we talked to her. Susan and I talked to her a couple of times at races, and quite honestly, Susan has talked to her more than I have. But just great person. I mean, she is down to earth and just talk to me. She's very friendly, and you can't help but like her.
She comes from a racing family too.
That's true. And but Will Power, I was kind of, if I had to say who am I pulling for, I was pulling for Power simply because year in year out I'm a Penske guy.
Right.
But didn't happen. But good for Hunter-Reay. I'm happy, and he'll be a good champion. And for those this isn't that important to me, but it's important to a lot of people that he's an American. That can't hurt.
No, it's not important to me ever since I was a Jim Clark fan. However, I did enjoy seeing the American flag being sported last weekend. I thought that was great.
I'm not anti-American.
I know you're not, right.
But to me, it's not that big a deal if it's a Brazilian or Australian, New Zealander, or whatever, Brit. So it doesn't matter. I just enjoy the different personalities, the good drivers. I think it's what makes this series unique.
Ryan Hunter-Reay is a great face for what the series is up to and where we can go. By the way, do you think he's going to have the number 1 on his car next year?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about that, but that's. I would hope so. That's a trend that started about 10 years ago.
AJ's had the number 1 on his car. Matter of fact, in '64 he had the 1 on his car.
The last, Michael Andretti ran one in 2006 when he ran the Indy 500. I think that's the last time the number 1's ever been carried. And that was because Weldon had won the championship the year before, but then moved on to Target.
Yeah, right.
But I think the last time the number 1 was carried in the series was in 2004 when Dixon won the championship in 03. He carried it in 04, and of course, with that Toyota engine, had a horrible season. So, but nobody's touched it since.
I think it'd be a great honor to have it. I know you get tied up with the number, and its number's 28.
Yeah.
And it means a lot. But, no one's going to touch that number, Ryan, while you are wearing number 1.
There is some significance with Hunter-Reay and the number 28. It's and don't ask me what it is, but it's tied into the Racing for Cancer thing. I think it's 28 million Americans afflicted with cancer, or something like that.
Oh.
But that's the reason he chose the number 28. Plus, it kind of fit in with the Andretti sequence.
That's a great reason for choosing 28. But keep the 28 on the side. And put that number 1 on.
I agree with that. I hadn't thought about that, but that's a good point. I really hope that they do.
Yeah.
Because that was a good tradition that has just gone by the wayside.
Not only that too. You know what, George? This past year has been a lot of fun. I've had more fun this year than in a long time.
Well, it's because you went to the Indy 500 with me.
No, I had a great time there. But you take Indianapolis and of course the qualifications and a nice little wedding, take it out of the series. And still, what a wonderful series. And to see Ryan Hunter-Reay again pop off those 3 straight wins back in July.
June,
yeah, it was terrific. I thought, okay, this is great. What a great, a lot of fun here.
And the new car, I mean,
I liked it.
I'm still not used to the back end of it. Not sure that I'll ever get used to it. I kind of actually do like their speedway package that they ran at Indianapolis and Fontana.
Me too.
But I'm not sure I'll ever get used to the big bulb in front of the rear wheels, but, I've gotten used to it, but I'm not going to say I like it any better.
Well, I tell you what, I like it. It's okay with me. And I think the new car is far better than what we've had.
Oh, yeah, and obviously great racing.
Right. And I like that the 2 engine manufacturers, I like them a lot. And
don't forget they're worth 3.
I know. Well, yeah. Two big players, two good ones. And I understand that there's some scuttlebutt out there that a third one's being talked about, bannered about, maybe in a couple of years. But, you know, when they do get that aerodynamic package kits ready, that'll look nice. I'm okay with it. Yeah,
if they ever do. And I hope the guy they do, because that's one of my
really cool.
That's one of my soapboxes.
I'm sure Penske would like to come up with his very own. He's that type of.
But the bad thing is the way the rules are. If you can't just come up with your own for mainly because of Penske, because he'd come up with it, not share it with anybody.
Right.
If you come up with your own, you have to share it, and you know that's the socialistic racing society we live in.
Hey, George, real quick before we have to go, I want to get back to Ed Carpenter and his importance to this series. I think Ed, besides being a winner, I think he's going to be a killer car owner, team owner.
Yeah,
he's going to be. He knows what he's doing, and I think he can make that transition to owner and be a winning car owner too.
And don't forget, I agree with you 100%. But there's somebody else out there who kind of flown under the radar here, but is put together one fantastic team, and that's Brian Herta.
Brian Herta, yes, he has. And you know, Brian Herta is an Indianapolis 500 winning team owner. He's got a baby board.
Yep. So, but anyway, overall, just a really good season. So good to end it on a happy note as opposed to last year. Good Indianapolis 500. Good racing pretty much all around. Barber, which normally is not good racing, excellent race this year.
I think Barber's a great place to go race.
Belle Isle was a dud as always.
Right.
Sonoma, Sonoma wasn't that bad, but Mid-Ohio was somewhat of a snoozer. But other than take those out, and I mean,
Iowa was great.
Racing.
Fontana was just fantastic. And I like a good 500-mile race too.
And you know, Susan and I, as soon as they announce the schedule, which hopefully is going to be around October 1st, we want to go to a couple more races this year, this coming year, because
you going to take me?
No.
Well, okay, whatever. But I'd like to see what the schedule brings too. You know, that's the next step that I think RB's got to fix.
Yeah. Hopefully, it looks like Pocono is going to happen.
That sounds good. That's good.
Looking forward to that. Still some talk that Michigan and/or Phoenix may be on the slate. So, you know, and I know you're always pulling for Nashville to be on the schedule.
Well, we got to get some ownership here.
Yeah, but it's. I know there was some rocky times this year, but I fully believe Randy Menard's got a good plan, and if people will just allow him to stick with it, I think he's already got this thing turned in the right direction. I think he's going to really move it forward in the next year or so.
And it's obvious too, George, that it's in the right direction. What a great series we had this year, and when we did race, it was awesome. Yeah. Awesome races, and I thought the way the TV coverage was pretty cool too. I enjoyed the programming, particularly on NBC.
Yeah, and of course, you know, we're running out of time, but just one more time, just a great nod to Bob Jenkins. What a great career.
Oh, yeah.
Good send-off the other night, and just wish him well. And I'm hoping they get Kevin Lee in there. And so, you know, there's some talk about that, but I'm kind of wanting to start that.
Well, I'd like to tell you, I want to echo that, and I want to also include Sarah Underwood as the...
oh, please.
Sarah Underwood as the pit reporter. Guys, look her up. She's tough.
Anyway. But anyway, good season, and John, we're going to do this during the off season.
Silly season,
off season, Christmas season, whatever. But we're going to keep doing this until people just tell us not to.
It's been a great year, George. Just enjoyed all of it.
And enjoy your sun drop.
This is my favorite drink.
For John McClellan, I am George Phillips with OilPressure.com. Thanks for watching.